Welcome on board our beautiful AmaWaterways. We are currently on the maiden voyage of our newest ship, cruising the Mekong River from Cambodia to Vietnam.
Ancient temples to explore and contemplate. Exciting night markets with traditional food and flair. Cultural experiences with dance and ceremony. The thrill of local transportation. Intimate and remote village encounters. Welcome to AmaWaterways and the christening of the brand new AmaWaterways as she explores Vietnam, Cambodia, and the riches of the Mekong River. Our journey will begin with a pre-cruise package in Siem Reap, bringing us to the mysterious Angkor Wat and the surrounding Buddhist temples and complexes built during the Khmer Empire. Found within the Angkor Archaeological Park, it extends over approximately 400 square kilometers and consists of dozens of temples, entrance gates, royal and priestly residences, reservoirs, and canals. Chief among them are the iconic Angkor Wat, surrounded by a large moat. As with all the temples, they were originally built for the Hindu faith at the beginning of the 12th century, but eventually transitioned to the Buddhist faith shortly thereafter. Elements of both are seen in their design. This statue originally represented Vishnu with 8 arms, but was replaced with the head of the Buddha. The architecture of Angkor Wat and the surrounding temples mostly consists of the Temple Mountain style. As with Angkor Wat, the temple represents Mount Meru, the home of the gods. While you're visiting the archaeological park, you'll have the opportunity to visit many other points of interest and temples, including Angkor Thom and the Banyan Temple, best known for its many serene stone relief faces, gazing out from every direction. Ta Prohm is another temple complex well recognized for its towering tree roots penetrating the temple's foundations. This small Buddhist face, spared by roots, peers out amongst the visiting guests. AmaWaterways certified local guides will clearly explain the intricacies of each temple, gated walls, and ceremonial platforms. You're also welcome to return on your own and continue the endless exploration of the magnificent archaeological park, just minutes from your hotel. Guests of AmaWaterways stay at the Sofitel Angkor Pokitra Golf and Spa Resort, Siem Reap, just 15 minutes away from the famed monuments. French colonial elegance permeates its design and rooms, amidst manicured gardens, an expansive pool and lagoon. A sprawling breakfast buffet greets guests who are ready to explore Angkor Wat bright and early. Within the main lobby, your AmaWaterways cruise director will be ready to answer your questions or assist with an outing, such as the floating villages of Tonle Sap Lake, where fishermen and their families live on houseboats and commute to work, or the local market by boat. Your AmaWaterways representative at the Sofitel will also be happy to organize an outing to Pub Street Market, which offers a lively introduction into local street food, shopping, and street entertainers. While at the Sofitel, AmaWaterways guests are provided a private performance by traditional Khmer dancers, welcoming them to Cambodia and providing a glimpse of what is to come on their voyage. AmaWaterways offers world-class guides and contemporary, comfortable buses for transfers and tours. Depending on the season and rainfall, the AmaWaterways may be boarded at the edges of Tonle Sap Lake. During the dry season, a longer transfer is required to board the vessel at Prok Dam, giving guests the opportunity to tour remote countryside villages before they embark on the vessel. A fun and exciting opportunity on this transfer is to stop and partake in some local delicacies, such as fried tarantulas and crickets.
Okay, we're gonna eat one of these now too, Bill?
Not eat like that.
Not eat like this?
Eat the cooked one.
Oh, eat the cooked one.
Not the
I'm
wild
sorry,
one.
I like
It's
them
my
fresh.
friend.
I like.
They ain't barbecue.
They're like buffalo wings.
Festive dragons and musicians greet guests boarding the AmaWaterways for the first time. A champagne welcome by the captain, cruise director, purser, and Rudy Schreiner. In the main lounge, traditional dancers continue to welcome the guests aboard. The brand new 124-passenger AmaDara offers 3 categories of spacious staterooms: luxury suites at 502 square feet, with sitting area, a full bath, double sink, shower, and spa tub. Suites with 366 square feet, also with spacious bathroom, full tub, and shower. And standard staterooms are 251 square feet, with amenity-filled bathroom and shower. All categories include flat-screen TV, desk, and all have private twin balconies, a French balcony plus a full-size step-out balcony.
Oh, I'm delighted with the AmaDara. It's absolutely beautiful. It has this beautiful Asian feel to it, kind of old world Asian feel to it. It's comfortable, it's stylish. I feel very quickly at home.
The ship's elegant public areas include 2 stylish restaurants serving delicious regional cuisine. The inviting Saigon Lounge with full bar, plenty of seating for all the guests including full bay windows and 24-hour coffee station. There's a fitness room, salon, and massage room, and refreshing sun deck with swimming pool, full bar, and plenty of seating for small gatherings, lounge chairs, and small intimate alcoves. This is the perfect place to take in as much of the countryside as possible while cruising. A grand staircase leads to each level, including the reception in the center of the ship, where you will find computers and free Wi-Fi and a small gift shop. The journey begins with the exploration of Kampong Chhnang, another example of floating villages in Cambodia. Small tenders from the AmaDara give guests an intimate view of life on a floating village. The afternoon brings a relaxing cruise through open rice fields. Children and guests eagerly wave to one another. The AmaDara, with her shallow draft, approaches shore. Guests disembark in the quiet village of Kochen, or Copper Village. Artisans display their craft and skill with intricate designs, inlaying copper and silver-plated inlays. Children eagerly greet guests on the street, as do elders. Families can be seen taking a respite underneath their stilted homes, providing shaded hammocks from the hot afternoon sun. This also provides an excellent opportunity to interact with visitors. A nearby school greets guests from the AmaDara. Welcome songs and lessons are performed and cheerful interactions take place.
The school was an absolutely amazing experience and very, very surprising for so many people. They love seeing children from the age of about 5 up to about 14, and just to listen to them speak a little English. Some of them were also asking questions back to us. They love being able to ask where we came from, and there's so many different countries that were represented.
The AmaDara provides 2 eating establishments, both free of charge. The main guest dining room, Mekong, and the ship's specialty restaurant, the Chef's Table, found at the aft section of the ship. Hors d'oeuvres are served, and the chef's galley is open to viewing as dinner is prepared. And finally, a regional gourmet experience is offered to each guest. Although the Chef's Table is complimentary, reservations are required. During your second full day aboard the AmaDara, you will explore the Udang Monastery in Udang. Here monks spiritually embrace AmaDara guests for a blessing. AmaWaterways guides provide for an in-depth tour. Women monks are adorned in white. An AmaDara guest has been invited to the daily ritual of the women providing a single serving of rice to the monks.
I've been to a Buddhist monastery before, but I have never been invited to feed the monks. I was one of 2 females in our group, and we were invited to do so. So I took off my shoes as was required, and I joined the white-robed Sisters of Nuns.
Cambodia conjures up visions of rice fields and a simpler way of life, for example using ox carts for transportation. You will have the option of enjoying this traditional mode of transportation through a small village and rice fields. Back aboard the AmaDara, guests enjoy lunch at the Mekong restaurant. Traditional stir-fries, soothing soups, and local cuisines are available, as well as some Western favorites. There is a light buffet and selections from the menu each day. With lunch and dinner, wine is included. Beer and local spirits are complimentary all day in the Saigon Lounge and on the sun deck. The AmaDara during the Riches of the Mekong River will dock in Phnom Penh. Guests glory in the central market for deals on anything you can think of. Fun and fashionable local clothes, watches, bracelets, electronics, and every type of food you can imagine. Exciting tuk-tuk rides are available all day to take guests anywhere they would like, providing for a fun and adventurous way to see the city. After a variety-filled day of exploration, you will be greeted back aboard the AmaDara, with local Khmer children performing traditional dances in the lounge. The next day provides for the solemn exploration of Cambodia's Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum and killing fields. This difficult subject is presented by AmaWaterways, well-versed in local guides. Tuol Sleng was a former high school converted by the Khmer Rouge to a prison, where an estimated 17,000 to 20,000 victims of the regime were tortured and killed, until the invading Vietnamese army uncovered the prison in 1979. Rooms blood-stained and adored with instruments of torture are visible. Portraits of each of the detainees and victims adorn the walls here. The place is filled with memories of terror beyond what most people can comprehend. You may have the opportunity to meet one of only 12 known survivors of this dark period. Chum May eagerly greets guests to this day at the former prison, bearing witness to its horrors and important historic lessons. Holding his book of this ordeal, guests eagerly obtain a signed copy as they listen to his experiences. After a visit to the prison, a visit to the killing fields follows. It is estimated that between 1 and 2 million Cambodians were the victims of genocide between 1975 and 1979. Chuang Ek is one such site where mass killings took place. A peaceful pastoral site today, it is littered with mass graves, bones, and clothes eroding to the surface. The center of the site is marked by a towering stupa, filled with the bones of murdered Cambodians. Guests may enter if they wish. The people of Cambodia have erected the stupa so the world never forgets what happened here. Phnom Penh continues to offer much exploration. The jewel at the center of the city is the Royal Palace, used to this day by the King of Cambodia. Unlike other monarchs, the king is elected from within the royal family. His position is for life. This sprawling complex consists of the Silver Pagoda, the Khmerian Palace, Throne Hall, and many other gilded structures, including Buddhist stupas, temples, and points of spiritual significance. During a full day of relaxing cruising, your clients will begin the day with a great breakfast. A large buffet with fresh breads, fruits, local and Western favorites, including omelets, are made to order, along with local and traditional soups. The brilliant food experience aboard the AmaDara comes in many forms. Cooking classes, demonstrations, and ice cream socials, complete with fried bananas, are common throughout the trip. Here we see AmaDara's executive chef along with his staff teaching guests how to make traditional spring rolls. Afterwards, guests try their hand and enjoy their creations. Cambodia and Vietnam offer an enormous variety of exotic fruits. The staff displays many of them, explain their flavors and uses while cooking. And more importantly, each guest gets to sample their unique and juicy flavors. AmaWaterways world-class guides give geography, history, and cultural lessons on a daily basis. Whether from a lecture on board, or the temples of Angkor Wat, or the jungles of Vietnam, AmaWaterways guides are chosen amongst the very best to give detailed and in-depth knowledge to you.
The cruise has been a cruise of memory for you all.
The AmaWaterways cruise director, as with all AmaWaterways cruises, is crucial to the guest experience, handling everything from the most minute details for guest comfort to managing all of the ship's outings. They are also part of the guiding and educational process. As the AmaDara approaches the Vietnam and Cambodian border, a magnificent sunset fills the sky. The following morning, gentle and peaceful images of fishermen and locals going about their day can be seen from the deck. Guests' first day in Vietnam brings them ashore in Ten Chau for an exciting rickshaw ride. The rickshaws bring guests to the day's first stop at the Ten Chau Silk Factory, where guests are shown the amazing process by which local silkworms produce silk, which is then woven into high-quality thread recognized throughout the world. Another brief water taxi brings guests to Evergreen Island, where you will have the opportunity to interact with local villagers leading a simpler, more traditional lifestyle.
Welcome to Vietnam.
Guests are invited into local households. Elements of the home are explained. Lunch is seen cooking on the stove, and the family pigs take mild interest with the new visitors. Many impromptu encounters will likely ensue. A village elder offers tea to passing guests. A local rattan factory produces mats and other woven products. Guests have time to explore the accompanying gift shop, which supports the community. A young admirer offers well wishes to the group as it departs. On the final day aboard the AmaDara, you have the opportunity to explore the bristling and expansive open market in Sadek.
I find the market's one of the highlights of the trip. Each town has their own little market, and they go about their daily business just as we pass through. It's quite enlightening.
If you can eat it, it's probably here. And if you've never considered eating it, it's also probably here. Remarkable selections of fresh and living seafood, fresh vegetables, and more varieties of rice than you could possibly imagine. Exploration of this market provides for something completely different and unusual around every corner.
Pete, I am loving this. I love sampling some of this stuff that I've never seen before. Get these tastes and the smell and the colors here are just incredible.
The exploration of Vietnam continues with a drive deep into the countryside, bringing guests to Gio Quet. This was a Viet Cong command post during the American War, set at the time deep inside the jungle. Exploration of this compound will bring you into a deep, lush jungle setting, filled with natural and man-made canals. Trapdoors lead to underground bunkers which house Viet Cong generals. The secret command center was less than 2 kilometers from a U.S. base. Today, not only is it a reminder of the war which took many U.S. and Vietnamese lives, but also a peaceful Eden, providing for much exploration and meditation along narrow paths and bridges. The final day of the cruise has arrived, and disembarkation takes place in the town of Mai To, about an hour drive from Ho Chi Minh City. You have an option of a post-cruise package in Ho Chi Minh, with included excursions while residing at the Hotel Sofitel Saigon Plaza. A tour of Ho Chi Minh City, formerly known as Saigon, is included. The tour brings focus to the American War and its transition from being held by the Southern forces, then by the Communist North. Iconic points of interest are at every stop, such as the Notre Dame Cathedral. And turning from this vantage allows you to see the top of what was the CIA headquarters during the war, and a source of one of the most iconic images from that period. There are many points of interest that allow the American War with Vietnam to unfold and retell its story from the Vietnamese perspective. The War Remnants Museum does just this. A collection of U.S. military hardware is on display in the courtyard. Inside is a detailed photo and memorabilia exhibit spanning several floors, and allows the guests an unprecedented perspective of the war. The Independence Palace is also an iconic stop on this tour. The very rooms where the American-Vietnam War were conducted from are frozen in time, along with what are now official rooms of diplomacy and political function. On the grounds are the very tanks which are recorded breaking down the gates of the palace, symbolizing North Vietnam's march into what was then Saigon and taking control of the city and nation as a whole, after the withdrawal of American troops. AmaWaterways and the riches of the Mekong aboard the all-new Amadara is a journey of exploration between dynamic countries. Vietnam and Cambodia have much to explore. Ancient temples with towering faces, welcoming villagers in remote towns, fun and exciting new foods, breathtaking views of the countryside, along with engaging cultural experiences. Experience from the all-new Amadara, a sprawling and luxurious river ship with 124 guests, and 62 of the most warm-hearted and engaged crew you could ever ask for. To learn more about AmaWaterways, the Amadara, and the riches of the Mekong, contact your Virtuoso travel advisor.